シュートは王の元へ戻ろうとする G2 を捕獲するため行動を開始していた。
Return to the king. Oh, great shot. Oh.
道なりに来る。このままなら約10分後にここでばったりだ。
It's quite the tracker, isn't it?
いや、直前で俺の存在に気づくだろう。だが、このスピードならポットクリンが利息アップを告げる直前に奴を叩けるかもしれねえ。
ナックルの能力箱割れは敵についたポットクリンが10秒ごと
Bit of a
に
recap, I
利
suppose.
息アップを告知する。
次の利息アップまでの時間が3秒以上残っていれば、奴に気づかれず攻撃できる可能性が高い。
It'll have to be the perfect strike, perfect timing.
どうした？
Oh, he's not coming, is he?
どういうことだ？
Okay.
完全に方向を変えやがった。
At the last second, okay.
奴は絶に対応できないはずだ。
Right. Morel mentioned that.
まさか。わずかだが風下。風は巻いてもいねえし、向きも同じ。匂いじゃねえ。上だ。
So he got tipped off. Heads up. Oh, there it is. Speaking of heads up, this guy. The eye in the sky, man. Problematic.
いい歌詞ができたぜ。レオルです。
Leo.
1地区にとどまってる時間が確実に長くなってるにゃ。何しろこいつ30時間以上ぶっ通して動き回る。
But Killua's prepared for that. He's got the training for that, right?
敵の支柱に落ちた。このまま家に閉じこもってると殺されるぞ。 とにかく人形と軍隊を手当たり次第に潰す。
Okay.
やっぱりだ。まだ誰かついてきてる。
Come on, please, come on. Just talk.
完全に気配が消えた。
Yeah, he's like that.
尾行する気かもしれない。
Yo.
悪いな、呼び止めちまってよ。
いや、どうせ道中だしね。王はこの先だろ。ハギャ。
Hagya. Ooh.
レオルだろ。知ってるよ。
You didn't like that.
ててわざとか。取ってやろうか。それ、取ってやろう。
Can you do that, Leo?
できるのか。
多分な。人間を一匹追ってるんだ。おそらくハンターだろう。
あいつら一筋縄じゃいかないからな。
もちろん、それは先に取ってやるよ。シャウアップ殿が直々にお前に合った力を見繕ってくれて、仕事のコツを伝授してくださる。早ければ1日でものにできるぜ。ま、俺は覚えが悪くて使いこなすのに3日くらいかかったが。
すげえ美味しい。
He's enticing him quite a bit here.
見返りは王への忠誠か。
Be careful though, careful, Chitu.
楽勝だろ。
はいはい、てりゃいいわけだ。
I love him, man. I love Chitu.
お前は本当に察しがいい。
Great voice acting as well.
一度城へ戻って力をマスターしてから俺に連絡。
That's interesting. FILMBuFF. Just handing out abilities?
それにしても相変わらずお前美味しいとこだけ持ってくな。
当然だろ。これでも元は110。
Yeah, once a king, always a king, eh? Don't fly too close to the sun now, though.
あそこ、ジャングルだ。
Oh, how cool. That little bit of animation of his jump.
低空で追ってきたらヨーヨーで迎撃できる。
He's not going to do that, though. He knows he'll be given... Ooh. I love those shots in this anime. I've seen it at least 3-4 times at this point. Maybe more. Soldiers of Leol gave himself a new name, new identity, I suppose. Though, you know, the queen didn't name him, or any of them really, other than the royal guard and Meruem. Oh. Whoa. Bad day for you guys. Whoa. Oh. Yeah, bad day indeed. Oh. He's going for the kill shot. I mean, all of those shots are kill shots, essentially. Quite the contrast, right? Gon's got a bit of a different approach at the moment. How bizarre. Ah, he fell into a trap. Ugh. God damn. Ooh, look at this. Oh, it must stink like shit there. How cool though, look at this. Mm. Yeah, big dog up top. There's a lot of tracking going on. So this makes it interesting though, his approach from this point on. Ooh. God damn. Shaped like a bullet though. Oh god. It's a sniper. Gee. Whoa. Freedom. That's a human. But that's not human. He kind of reminds me of the future devil from Chainsaw Man. How bizarre. That's the most human looking ant. I mean, that's a straight up human though. He's got this attachment. Whoa. That'll do it. I kind of like him. Oh. Satellite. Dragonflies, okay. Hold on now, hold on. This is Kiluazolidic, after all. He's gonna catch it? Oh, this is interesting. The narrator coming in. And he's got those. He could do it. He could pull it off. Gon actually tried something similar against Knuckle. Oh. Okay. Who is this? Yeah, it's like going into his shoulder. Ah, look at this. Oh. Double-edged sword though. Funny you should say that, because... Yes, yes. Oh my god, it's happening. How cool, look at that. Yes. Yes. Come on, man. Another new name. Oh, yes.
何しろ大事なパートナーだからよ。マジ？お前ら王を倒しに来たんじゃねえのか？
お前ら
そういうこと。お前さんがもう一人の少年と一緒だった時から見てた
少年。
ぜ。
それで俺の方がキルアよりやりやすいと思ったんだな。
違うって。そう取るかよ。そりゃそうか。敵だもんな。俺と見てもまずは誤解を解かなきゃ。
Yeah, come on. Talk quick.
誓って嘘じゃねえ。俺はお前さんを騙す気も倒す。
I believe him. I mean, I believe him, but
信じるよ。
だろうな。信じられねえよな。わかる？俺だって逆の立場なら。
oh, I love this guy. I've loved him since day one, essentially. Oh, again.
あいつか。
罠だぜ。それでも空海。
Oh.
知るかよ。死ね。
ノータイムでやりに来たか。迷いない覚悟。やるんだ。
Ah, that explains it. It is an actual human that's been taken over? Captain Ikalgo, the host. Oh boy.
水の中に引き込まれると厄介だからな。
Octopus legs.
9番。てかお前、タコだろ。
Look at
キル
this.
アを付け狙っていたのは人に寄生するタコのようなキメラアンと
Ooh.
イカルゴだった。
Okay, so that's Hunter x Hunter episode 100. Big deal. It is. You know, triple digits. You know, this is essentially the second longest anime. Yeah. Of course, you know, One Piece is just, you know, in terms of episode count, it's on a different planet, right? Different universe, even. But this is still a big deal. You know, 100 episodes is a big deal. But yeah, you know, I've got to say, it's a bit of a strange feeling as well at the same time, because I've only got 48 episodes left. You know, not too long ago, it felt like I'm just about to, you know, get to 50. Right? So yeah, time certainly flies by. It really does. But yeah, let's get into the episode itself. You know, it's a bit of a light episode, but I think it's really a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun in that episode. Now, listen, yes, you know, it's not quite a milestone episode that you would kind of maybe expect from, you know, episode 100. But again, going into it and having, you know, past experience in this anime as well now, as I discussed in the last episode, you know, yeah, I didn't go in expecting something incredible, you know, like an all-timer type episode. But the thing is, I can certainly get that type of episode, right? It could be next episode, maybe a couple episodes from now, right? An episode that could be something you expect from a milestone episode. But yeah, that's all fine. You know, I can't say I'm disappointed or anything, because again, it's kind of something I'm expecting as well at this point. I mean, it's such a showcase episode for Killua, right? It is Killua Zoldyck in full flow, right? In all of his glory. Just so damn impressive out there. I mean, anytime there's a focus on Killua in any episode, it's a good thing. It's a really good thing. And yeah, you know, he's out here just dismantling these soldiers, right? Soldiers of Leol. You know, the renamed Haiga-sama or Hagia-sama. I mean, there's that one moment, right? It's essentially a sequence that is playing out, you know, within a split second almost, but, you know, it's giving us kind of like a 4 or 5 second, I mean, it's more than 5 seconds. I mean, it's just Killua being devastatingly efficient, right? Going for the kill shots as well, of course. They made that really clear. Just like he took out the host, you know, for this new character. Yet another, you know, interesting, fascinating new character, kind of endearing as well already. Right, Ikalgo, really different looking. I mean, you know, of course, I've seen a lot of animals. You know, I've got Haibia-sama and I've got Chitu, but you know, this one, there's something a little bit different about him. Almost kind of like an innocent look about him, right? I mean, he's certainly a little bit defensive about his appearance, right? Doesn't like being called an octopus. So yeah, you know, I'm sure I'll get to find out soon enough, perhaps in the next episode. You know, why that's the case. But before I find out that this Ikalgo is this parasitic chimera ant that can take a human host, There's this really fantastic sequence, right? The sniper sequence. I suppose his demeanor, his personality through that host is really quite unique as well. Like I mentioned, really reminding me of the future devil from Chainsaw Man. Just even that form, that was just really, bizarre, but also really quite, endearing. But yeah, it's a really great scene. Killua kind of getting bamboozled a bit earlier on, and then slowly kind of gauging the speed of the shot, and then of course taking one for the team essentially, right? So he can figure out the direction the sniper's shooting from, right? And again, quite effectively, he figures that out and goes after him. Right, he's really quite ruthless in his chase and goes right into this trap. Doesn't care, just takes him out. Right, and the thing is, this Ikalgo, he's impressed by this. That's another thing that's a little bit unique, almost immediately about this character. Listen, at this point, I'm really quite excited about that encounter, the continuation of that encounter into the next episode, and then of course, Meloaron and Gon have met. Right. They've met, and it's just as fun and just as, exciting as I thought it'd be, right? I was hoping for it, and I got it. I'm really quite happy about that. And of course, completely on brand in true Gon fashion, he immediately trusted him, right? Meloaron is just really quite understanding of the situation. He's ready to kind of explain and plead his case. But, to his surprise, Gon's just immediately on board. Right? I was on board almost immediately as well. But again, I had a bit more information than Gon, right? Over the span of the past few episodes. It's been clear that, okay, there's something else, something interesting at play here. And, in this episode, it's pretty clear that, okay, Meloaron is not out here for the king. Meloaron's got other ideas, right? And these ideas appear to be against the king, essentially. Because based on his assumption, his understanding, that, Gon and Killua snuck in to go after the king, right? That's just Meloaron's base understanding of it. He then also said you could be a valuable partner. So he based that on his understanding of, okay, these two assassins essentially came in to go after the king, and then also based on Gon's performance. So of course, the moment Gon denies that, of course, it sends Meloaron for a bit of a loop, right? He's a little bit confused at that point. But there's enough there to tell us now that, okay, Meloaron's doing his own thing. He's not a part, he didn't join the king. He didn't come back to join the king or anything. He's got something else cooking, right? And he thinks Gon is a good ally. The potential is there for Gon being a good ally. So yeah, now I'm really quite excited for that duo. And, I'm really quite excited to see Meloaron's take on Gon. It's always a bit of a treat and always a really good thing to get, a unique perspective, a new perspective on Gon, right? From a newcomer, from an outsider that's meeting Gon for the first time. So yeah, there's certainly potential there for a lot of fun stuff, right? And, perhaps even beyond fun stuff, a lot of interesting and fascinating and, thought-provoking stuff as well, right? Based on Meloaron's reading of Gon. I'm just so excited, man. That made me legitimately happy. But let's go back to Hagia-sama, or Liol rather, and Chitu, right? And that encounter. Of course, it's been clear that Hagia-sama's got to play, right? He's going to make a play at some point, and right now he thinks he's playing a bit of a chess match. Moving all the pieces, getting the pieces into place, gathering a lot of favors as well, right? He'll strike at some point, but of course, it's going to be all for nothing, and the thing is, Chitu understands, yeah, it's just in Liol's nature, right? To make a play, because, again, once upon a time, he used to be the king. And it's just in his buildup, isn't it? It's in his DNA to be king, or to want to be a king. But yeah, in terms of some of these new names, you've got Meloaron and Jail, but you see that, he introduces himself as Meloaron after, kind of slipping up and saying Jail at first. But, interesting choice, I suppose. Jail? Huh. How did he come across a name like that? How exactly did he even think of that? Jail? Maybe I'll get to find out, right? Maybe he'll tell Gon. But yeah, you see that it's the opposite for Hagia-sama because he does not like that name, and he gave himself a new name, right? Liol. Now, again, it's kind of interesting to think about because, like I said, the queen didn't name any of them, but, since they all kind of separated, they're all kind of doing their own things. Maybe, yeah, it's a case of, okay, it's a new start. I need a name, or I want to give myself a name that I feel is appropriate. But also I noticed that the other sidekick isn't there, right? The really ditzy rabbit, chimera ant, that's always there. So maybe she's back at the palace, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe she'll, jump in the next few episodes. But yeah, this idea of FILMBuFF just creating abilities and handing them out, it's certainly, it's interesting. It's fascinating. If indeed Hagia-sama is being completely honest, because, some of it doesn't quite add up, right? Hagia-sama just now recently found out that, okay, Chitu's he's close by, close proximity. He's here, right? But then he tells Chitu that, oh, I took care of it. I thought ahead a little bit, right? That FILMBuFF has an ability that's being produced for you specifically already, right? So of course that's a lie because he didn't even know Chitu's here up until recently. But again, that being said, just because he might be lying to Chitu doesn't mean that, he's lying about the FILMBuFF ability aspect of it. So yeah, slowly, bit by bit, it is giving me a bit of insight on FILMBuFF, right? It's a bit of a drip feed approach. At least in terms of a possible ability that he does have, that he's able to, give people abilities, right? Or prepare specific tailored abilities for specific people, right? At least that's how Hagia-sama tells it. If you kind of go back to Kite and his ability, his really specific crazy slots ability, there's always been that, notion that, feeling that, okay, it doesn't appear that he actually just developed this himself, right? Alone, that he must have had outside, input. And again, there's a good chance that Jing might have had a hand in that. So maybe something a little bit similar going on here as well, though, the main difference being that this is actually an ability, right? The FILMBuFF is able to give others abilities, right? Just kind of handing out abilities. And of course, there's got to be pros and cons to that because, a lot of abilities are lifelong abilities that have been perfected over the years, right? And now you've got the possibility of just kind of being handed an ability, right? So you're not quite going to have the same type of grasp that someone who spent a decade plus, 20 years plus on their ability, right? Let's see, I'm excited to kind of learn a little bit more about this, FILMBuFF's ability. But, going back to Chitu, this is a character I just really enjoy, a chimera ant I really enjoy. It's just one of the many that I really enjoy. You've got Meloran, you've got Chitu, the koala is still out there, right? But yeah, if not for that heads up, he would have run into Knuckle and Shoot, right? But the thing is, it's still really quite effective as a tracker. So it's still a good thing, even though they couldn't get to Chitu. But yeah, like I said, it's a really fun episode, really engaging, a lot of really fun character interactions. Yes, it might be a little bit light, perhaps not the most in-depth, and certainly not an episode you expect from, episode 100, but still, it's fun nonetheless, right? The thing is, I feel like, I could have combined, that's not my approach, I like to give every single episode its own, time. But yeah, perhaps these are the types of episodes that could be kind of like a, 2-3 episode mini arc. And then you kind of, review them together as one kind of, let's be honest, not every single episode is going to make for, a deep dive, right? An exciting deep dive. And that's just how it is sometimes, right? But yeah, I think that should do it for this one, folks. If you enjoyed that, consider dropping a like, consider dropping some comments, give me your thoughts. If you are interested in early access or timer-based full length or full opacity, consider checking out the Patreon page. The links are in the description and the pinned comment, also links to social media. Right then, thank you so much for joining me, folks, and thank you for your time, because time is precious. It really is. And I do hope to see you again soon for the next one. Until then, take it easy.